Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Well, hello people. In this video, I will try to explain my answer from the question that has been given by Miss Anita. In this video, I will be covering two topics. First, about budget line, and secondly, about dead weight loss. Okay, without further ado, let's get right into it. Guys, so in this question will be talking about budget line. So firstly, consumers are said to always maximize their utility given the budget restriction. It is logical because we as a customer or consumer, we will be buy an item that giving us the maximum utility, such as a car that have been driven from town to town. So let's get to the question. Hassan is a student. Hassan has a total budget of 300 rupiah. Given that the price of a notebook is 20,000 and the price of pen is 10,000. So first question is draw the budget line and explain briefly. Okay, first before we calculate the number from Hassan question, I will tell you about what is a budget line. Budget line is a straight line that slopes downward and consists of all the possible combination of the two goods which a consumer can buy at a given market price by allocating all his or her income. So that means, for example, this is Cartesius diagram. So the budget line, it said downward. That means it will be like this. For example, if the item is from the question is not book, so book will be in this section, in this top, and the pen will be in here. They are the two goods. Okay, let's calculate the question, the equation. So from that question, we given that the price of notebook is 20 and the price of pen is 10. In this equation, I will try to make it more simpler. Notebook by an X and the pen symbolized by Y. So the formula, and don't forget that Hassan has a total budget of 300,000. So formula for having coordination on the budget line, we must calculate like this formula. So, firstly, X will be multiplied by the notebook price 20 plus Y that will be multiplied by pen price and equal to budget. So before we try to find how is the line will be, firstly we must calculate if the X is 0. Okay. I have already prepared the calculation, so we just try to copy paste because it will save our time, but I will explain. Okay, the formula, from the formula we can get that X will be multiplied by 20 like the question, and then plus Y multiplied by 10 equal to 300,000. So X is 0. So X 0 multiplied by 20 is 0. So we just need to calculate the Y multiplied by 10. So you get that 10 is moved to the different section, into this section, to the right section, and we will be get 300,000 divided by 10,000. So the answer is 30. For the if Y is 0, I already prepare the equation also. So we just It's pretty much the same as before. So you can see the number, it got blah 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 and yada yada yada, 0 blah blah blah, and then divided by 20, we got 15. So the coordinate, uh, sorry, the coordinate is 0 and 30, and in this is 15, 0. Okay, we have been given two coordinates. Let's try to draw the budget line. I know it seems not perfect because I cannot draw a straight line in this set. Nah, this is an X and this is an Y. Is it and this is 30 and this is 50, right about here maybe. So the budget line will be like this. Okay, the next question, B question. What will be the change to the budget line if the price of the notebook increases to 40,000? Draw the graph and explain the change accordingly. So it is pretty much the same like before. We must make an if the x is 0 and the y is 0 also. And I already prepared the equation. It's pretty much the same. So yada yada and the because the question, the notebook has been changed to 40,000. I'm sorry, 40,000. Yeah. So from the formula it will be changed to 40. Before we use 20,000, and like before, yada yada yada, and divided then by this, then we get this. And the coordinate for this budget line, diagram Cartesius, it will be, it's also the same, but it has changed on the x, on the notebook price. So you must calculate this, and divide it by 40,000, and we get 7.5. So the coordinate will be 7.5 and 0, 0. Okay. The drawing will be pretty much like this. 30 and the 7.5 right here, and that. So to the next question, C question. What will be the change to the budget line if the price of the pen decreases to 5,000? Before, the price is increasing, but in this question, the price is decreasing. So logically, we will bought a lot more items than before. So the pen from 10,000 to the 5,000. And we got this, and the coordinate is 0, 90, 60. I'm sorry. And the next is, and the coordinate is 15 and 0. So the Cartesius diagram, it will be pretty much like this. It's more higher, right? Because it's 60. 60 and 15. Around here maybe. Yeah. And the line will be, I'm sorry, it is not a line, but it is what it is. So last question, in D question, before we wrap all this line, doing the same kind of things again, putting the formula and putting the number into the formula, and we will get the coordinate 0 and 20. 0 and 20. So likewise, we get we enter the number and we get that coordination is 10, 0. We draw the Cartesius diagram again. Ten is right about here, and 20 is right about here. So the line will be like this. Okay. So the final result, it will be pretty much like this Cartesius diagram. The orange one is the question A, the red one is question B, the green one is question C, and lastly, the blue one is the question D. It's pretty much like this. So I think A is done. Let's get to the second question. Oh yeah, in this question, the change will be the budget. The budget will be changed from 300,000 into 200,000. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it. Okay, the second question is, given that the equation of supply and demand are supply P as equal to Q plus 960, the demand PD equal to minus 2Q plus 150. And the government set minimum price at 92. So there are only two questions. Okay, before we calculate the dead weight loss, I obliged to explain to you all about consumer surplus, producer surplus, and the change before and minimum price and dead weight loss. So firstly, I will try to explain what is producer surplus by this sketch that I make, because everyone has their own studying type, that whether it's from audio, whether it's from visual like this, or by moving. It's called kinetic, if I'm not mistaken. So imagine this is a producer from a branded from clothing. The producer produce a clothes. This is the sketch with the capital only 50,000 rupiah, 50K, and the producer want to try to sell it by only 60K. Okay, in this the surplus is 10K, but in the market the customer willing to pay 75K. So from the intention from the producer, which is 60,000 only, suddenly becoming 75,000. So from the intention to the reality, it has a different 15K, 15 rupiah, 15,000 rupiah. So this 15,000 rupiah is called producer surplus. To the next one, the consumer surplus, it's pretty much the same. For example, I want to buy a rice, beras, bukan nasinya, beras. Last week, I know that 1 liter rice is 10,000 rupiah. But when I going to the store, to the warung, the price has been changed to the 9,000 rupiah per liter. So the 1,000 rupiah is the consumer surplus, the benefit that I got, the benefit that the consumer got. It's, yeah, I think the definition is that consumer surplus is the benefit that consumer achieve Okay, I think that's why this producer and consumer need to be explained, because the definition of the dead weight loss is the loss of the consumer and the producer. Both of them got lost, rugi gitu intinya. Nah, so dead weight loss can be affected by taxes, pajak, and then monopoly from one of the business actor, and the inefficient market. So from this, I hope you got the picture, a little picture before. So let's go to the calculation. So we need to calculate from the equation that has been given from the exercise question. It is this, and the minimum price is 92. Before we calculate the dead weight loss, firstly, we must know the equilibrium price from them. To search the equilibrium price is PS equal to PD. Oh yeah, this calculation or this formula can be looked on my previous video on the mid exam video. Okay, let's move it back here. And for the calculation, I already done it. So yeah. After we get the variable q, which is 30, we just need to insert the q to the one of these two equation, whether it's from the PS or the PD. But in this case, I will put it the 30 into the PS case, to the PS equation. Yeah. Okay, from this we can know the coordinate for the equilibrium. EQ equal to Q is 30 and 90. So we can know from this the equilibrium line is located on the x of 30 and the y on 90. Okay, after we getting the equilibrium point, yeah, coordinate, equilibrium coordinate, we now need to find called 0 point. What does it mean? The formula to get this 0 point is pretty much the same with the budget line, how to find the coordinate budget line. We need to make an if. If the q is 0, what will be the p? So firstly, we're gonna use ps. From the equation is ps equal to q plus 90. Nah. Firstly, we're gonna use ps, and then we get the coordinate. Coordinate q is minus 60 and p and 0. Sorry. And then we're gonna search from the key qs. Okay, and we got 0 and 60, the coordinate. And then we do the same with the p demand, and we got the coordinate 75, 0. And lastly, we search for the quantity demand if quantity demand is 0, and we got the coordinate 0, 150. Okay, so all of this coordinate 30, 90, minus 60 and 0, 75, 0, 0, 60 and 0, 150, it will be used in the dead weight loss Cartesius diagram. And also this, the 92, the minimum price. Before we see the Cartesius diagram, I will be explain briefly about minimum price. So minimum price is regulated by the government. Huh? Why does the government intervene in my business? The reason is why government regulate the minimum price is to protect you, either you are producer, or the consumer. Because imagine like this: if you are selling chili, cabe, for example, it's better. For example, if you sell chili, that's how you do it. For example, you sell chili, and for some reason, for miracle happen, and then suddenly in Indonesia, for example, all of the people in Indonesia got kehujanan cabai gitu. Kayak suddenly every chili is dropped from thin air. This is an cloud, and then this is chili. This is not chili. This is chili. This is chili. Everywhere is a chili. So in the market, chili doesn't have a price because everyone can get their own chili. But this is very very bizarre example. But my point is, if everyone have, or the product doesn't need it anymore, the price will be zero, or doesn't any the price will be zero, and everyone doesn't have a demand to the chili. So producer will decrease their price until the limit, until just maybe 100 rupiah or something like that. But because the government regulate that this is the minimum price, you must sell, the lowest price is will be right here, 92 for the example, the question. So the producer will be safe because no one in the market will sell for example 80, because government has been regulated that every producer that has been selling chilies, the minimum price is 92. That is some government policy that will help the producer. But okay, this forget the let's see the oh yeah, guys, I forgot to mention that for the dead weight loss Cartesius diagram, we need to find the minimum quantity also, because we know the minimum price is 92, but we need also the coordination for the minimum quantity. How to search it? Just put the 92 into one of these question. Equation. So I will take this simpler equation, the supply equation. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to calculate the minimum quantity because we got the minimum price 92, minimum price demand. We also need the minimum quantity. We got the 092 coordinate, and we must search the coordinate for the demand or the quantity. We're gonna be using this equation. So let's start it. PD equals to minus 10Q plus 150. Q equals to minus P plus minus 92 plus 150. Q equals to 99. Okay, now we get the point, the coordinate point. So all of this, coordinate point, this and this and this, all of this coordinate point connected in the Cartesius diagram of for the search of the dead weight loss. Let's see the Cartesius diagram. Okay guys, from this Cartesius diagram, the orange area is the deadweight loss, or we call it DWL, or we call it DWL. We can see this in this Cartesian, in this diagram. The deadweight loss is like a triangle, but how you calculate a triangle? This is easy, guys. From the elementary school, you must know the area of triangle. Alas skala tinggi, or in English base multiplied by height and divided by 2. So area of triangle is base multiplied by height and divided by and half. Divided by half. Okay. So let's see how much is the base and how many is the base and how many is the height. We can know that the height is one, only just one. But we need to know the base. We can see this from 92 into this mysterious number that we need to find. Okay, let's see. This is connected by 29. So we need to put the 29 into the equation from before. The equation from before, and because this is in the y section, or we call it supply section, supply line, we need to put it in the supply, also in the supply equation. So ps equal to q plus 90. So p equal to 29 plus 90. P is 89. So the base, the number that we need to get is 99, 89. Sorry. So the mysterious base that we need is right here, 89. So 89 until 92 is 3. So finally we can put this mystery, this puzzle, 3 multiplied by 1 multiplied by, or divided by 2. So the answer for the DWL is 1.5. Easy. Okay, easy guys, easy. So the deadweight loss is 1.5, which is a small number. So I think that's all from me. I hope you can learn something, and if you watch this video until the end, congratulations, you're a very patient person. So I think that's it. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, see you when I see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.